Hey, I get it, you're looking at another big-ticket home theater gadget and wondering if it's really worth the cash, or if you'll end up with a pricey paperweight that never quite lives up to the hype. The last thing you want is to splurge on a projector that looks great on the spec sheet but ends up dim in your living room or stalls on the patio because the ambient light is just too much. If you've been scrolling through endless reviews and feeling stuck, stay with me for a minute. I'm going to walk through the real-world pros and cons of the Nebula X14K projector so you can decide whether it fits your movie-night setup or if you should keep looking. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, what makes the X1 different from your average portable projector is the combination of a triple laser light source and Dolby Vision support. In plain language, that means it can punch out a brighter, more color-accurate picture than a lot of LED-based rivals, which is especially handy when you're not always in a dark basement. I've spent a few evenings testing it in 3 distinct environments: a dedicated home theater room with blackout curtains, a well-lit family living room, and a backyard setup where the screen is just a stretched white sheet on a frame. The results are worth noting because most buyers are either looking for a movie theater in a box for a dedicated space, or they want the flexibility to take it outside for a summer binge. In the darkened home theater, the X1 shines literally. With its 3500 ANSI lumens, the picture fills a 300-inch screen without looking washed out. The contrast ratio of 56:000 to 1 keeps deep blacks truly black, so you can see detail in the shadows that cheaper projectors tend to lose. The laser source stays consistent over hours, so you won't notice the usual dimming you sometimes get with lamp-based units. If you're the type who loves a midnight horror marathon or appreciates the nuance in a dark drama, this machine delivers the depth you expect from a cinema. Moving to a bright living room, the story shifts slightly. The vivid in ambient light claim holds up, but only up to a point. With typical office-style lighting about 300 lux, the image still looks impressive, though you'll start to see a hint of washout compared to the blackout scenario. That's where the auto-align gimbal and optimize the space with just a fingertip feature become handy. I've used the companion app to fine-tune the keystone and focus in a few seconds, and the projector remembers those settings for the next session. It's not a miracle cure for a fully sunlit room, but if your family room is moderately lit, the X1 can still serve as a primary display without needing a blackout curtain. Now the backyard test is where the true portability claim gets examined. The unit weighs under 10 pounds, and the built-in handle makes it easy to lug from the garage to the patio. Powering it with a standard 110V outlet, the X1 threw a 120-inch image onto a white sheet with surprisingly good color fidelity. The laser light cut through the twilight ambience better than most LED projectors I've tried, which often look like a dim glow in the early evening. However, there's a practical snag: the built-in speaker is modest, so you'll still want an external sound system for a proper cinematic experience. I paired it with a Bluetooth soundbar, and the sync was flawless thanks to the low latency mode, but that does add another piece of gear to manage. Who should consider buying the Nebula X1? If you already have or plan to set up a dedicated viewing space, think a spare bedroom, a home office turned theater, or a fenced-in backyard where you can control lighting. This projector offers a compelling mix of brightness, contrast, and color accuracy that justifies the premium price tag. It's also an attractive option for frequent campers or RV owners who want a high-quality screen without hauling a massive TV. The integrated auto-align and gimbal mean you can set it up quickly, and the laser source's long lifespan, the manufacturer claims 30,000 hours, reduces the hassle of replacement parts. On the flip side, if you're a casual user who only watches a few movies a week, or you're looking for a budget-friendly solution to replace a small TV, the X1 might be overkill. Its price sits in the upper mid-range of home theater projectors, and you'll still need a decent screen or projection surface to fully benefit from the spec sheet. Also, if you're hoping for an all-in-one solution that includes booming audio, you'll be disappointed. The internal speaker is serviceable for background music but falls short for immersive soundtracks. Lastly, the projector doesn't truly excel in daylight. A sunny patio will still wash out the image, so it's not the right pick for poolside movie nights under bright skies. One practical hidden trade-off is the need for regular firmware updates. Anker pushes updates through the Nebula app, and while they're generally smooth, the process can occasionally stall.